Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it has been a million years since the last time I did like a whole sit down video, but welcome to my September TBR. September is one of those months that I look forward to all year. It's the first of our Burr months that we all love so much, especially if you are a fall girl at heart like I am. It's also my birthday month. I kick September off by turning an age. I'm not going to tell you what that age is, but I will be turning from one age to another age on September the 3rd, which is over Labor Day weekend. So I'm really excited to kind of get my birthday to myself, and it can just be a quiet day full of friends and people that I love, and of course, books. And this is kind of weird because I really am in a reading mood, but I do have some books I have to read, and then I have a couple of hopefuls. So let's start out with the books that I need to read for book clubs. And the first one is actually a book I'm so looking forward to. It is for my InPerson Page Turners book club, and that is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I recently read The 7-Year Slip and loved it, and I've heard even better things about The Dead Romantics. So I don't have this book yet. I don't have many of these books yet because I just told you my birthday is coming up, and so I'm planning a little bookstore excursion with some birthday money or gift cards or whatever the case may be. Hopefully, you know, I don't have to spend a lot of my own money because it's my birthday. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm planning on picking up a lot of these books on a little birthday outing one way or another. And here is the summary. I'm actually just gonna read the little blurb for this one. So The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. A romance ghostwriter who lost her motivation after a breakup is haunted by the spirit of her newly departed editor in this whimsical paranormal romance. So I'm excited about this one because, first of all, I loved Ashley Poston's writing style in The 7-Year Slip, but also I feel like the premise of this book is really setting us up for a cozy autumn. Plus, I love romance books. I also love a little hint of paranormal, and I think it's set in the South. I haven't started it yet, but some of my friends have already picked it up and they're liking it, and it was my pick for the month, so hopefully everybody likes it. And that book club is meeting on September 17th, so once I get the book, I really need to get a move on. The other two books are for my other in-person book club, and I am a professional procrastinator. Let's just put that out there. The last time we met was at the very end of July, and the next time that we were going to be able to meet is at the very end of September. So we picked two books. Ideally, I would have read one book in August and one book in September, but did I read either of the books? I did not. One of those is a valid reason. I'm waiting for my hold from the library to come in. I put a hold on the audio and I put a hold on the ebook, so whichever one becomes available first, I'll listen to it. But that first one is I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Makkai. I Have Some Questions for You is a literary thriller, and let me read you the synopsis of that one. A successful film professor and podcaster, Bodie Kane, is content to forget her past, the family tragedy that marred her adolescence, her 4 largely miserable years at a New Hampshire boarding school, and the murder of her former roommate, Thalia Keith, in the spring of their senior year. Though the circumstances surrounding Thalia's death and the conviction of the school's athletic trainer, Omar Evans, are hotly debated online, Bodie needs to let sleeping dogs lie. But when the Granby School invites her back to teach a course, Bodie is inexorably drawn to the case and its increasingly apparent flaws. In their rush to convict Omar, did the school and the police overlook other suspects? Is the real killer still out there? As she falls down the very rabbit hole she was so determined to avoid, Bodie begins to wonder if she wasn't as much of an outsider at Granby as she thought. If perhaps back in 1995 she knew something that might have held the key to solving the case. So we've got kind of like an academia setting. We've got a thriller. We've got a kind of old mystery to go back. It kind of reminds me of The It Girl by Ruth Ware in a way. Anyway, I'm excited to read it. I'm probably going to end up listening to it because my hold is about to come through, and that means I need to also get to the other book, which I know I'm listening to on audio because nobody has it as an ebook, and I don't know that it's one that I want to buy, so I'm going to use an Audible credit for it, and that is The Dog Star by Peter Heller. This book is not one I would have ever picked up on my own, but it was a book club pick, and that's kind of why I love book clubs, is sometimes I'm going to read books that I never would have picked up by myself. So this is called The Dog Stars by Peter Heller. It came out May 7th, 2013. His wife is gone, his friends are dead, and he lives in the hangar of a small abandoned airport with his dog, Jasper, and a mercurial gun-toting misanthrope named Bangley. But when a random transmission beams through the radio of his 1956 Cessna, the voice ignites a hope deep inside him that a better life exists outside their tightly controlled perimeter. Risking everything, he flies past his point of no return and follows its static broken trail, only to find something that is both better and worse than anything he could ever hope for. Another book that I really want to make it to that's not part of any book club, but is one that I am so excited about, is book number 4 in the Thursday Murder Club, and it is being released on September 12th. I don't know if Richard Osman was trying to give me a personal birthday present, but I love the Thursday Murder Club series. The second book in the series brought me to tears. I love the core 4 of that series. Ibrahim, Ron, Elizabeth, and Joyce. I love them so much. I love all the side characters. I love this found family. I love the setting of the retirement village. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. It's so powerful, it's so witty, it's so funny. Richard Osman does an amazing job. But book number 4 comes out, and I can read you the summary. I double checked it before that there wouldn't be any spoilers. So this one is called The Last Devil to Die. I also love that the cover is purple, which is one of my favorite colors. But here is the summary. On Boxing Day, a dangerous package is smuggled across the English coast. When it goes missing, chaos is unleashed. The body count starts to rise, including someone close to the Thursday Murder Club, as our gang face an impossible search and their most deadly opponents yet. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There will be a bookstore vlog and probably a dedicated reading video because I think, honestly, that's my most anticipated read of the year, my most anticipated new release, and I am stoked. Let's talk about the 2 chunker books that I would like to also get to this month. The first one I started last month, and then just due to book clubs, due to library holds coming through, due to being a teacher who couldn't stay awake after school, I never got to get through it. So that is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, book number 4 in the Throne of Glass series. As y'all know, I did not like the beginning of this series at all. I thought it was pretty poorly written. I'm not going to lie to you. I DNF'd it a couple of times. I finally picked it back up. Once I got to book 3, I was set. Once I got to book 3, I knew that this series had potential. I love A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I love the first Crescent City book, but this one wasn't doing it for me. Now it is. After book 3, when we got some new characters and the world really expanded, and some of our characters weren't so whiny, I'll let you guess who I think is whiny, I really started to like it. So Queen of Shadows is just going to follow our same characters. Quite a big book, but since I'm listening to so many on audio this month, I think I might make it through my chunky fantasies. I'm not going to give you a summary of that one because it's the 4th in a series. The other one that I would really like to get to is City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I picked this one up when Books A Million was going out of business several months ago in my area, and books were anywhere from 30 to 50% off. I've heard amazing things about this series, and if y'all don't know, like, fantasy books, adult fantasy books like this were kind of like my thing for a long, long time. And then I dove into romance. I've always loved thrillers and mysteries, but I haven't felt like I've been home in a long time. And so the beginning of fall just kind of feels like the perfect time to pick up this series. I mean, the cover is just autumn colors, right? And I don't know much about this other than The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi, who is also by this author, had an Easter egg that referred back to this book. But I've heard amazing things about it, and since this is the first in the series, I'm going to read you the summary. On the streets of 18th century Cairo, Nari is a con woman of unsurpassed skill. She makes her living swindling Ottoman nobles, hoping to one day earn enough to change her fortunes. But when Nari accidentally summons Dara, an equally sly, darkly mysterious Jinn warrior, during one of her cons, she learns that even the cleverest of schemes can have deadly consequences. Forced to flee Cairo, Dara and Nari journey together across hot, windswept sands teeming with creatures of fire and rivers where the mythical Marids sleep, past ruins of once magnificent human metropolises and mountains where the circling birds of prey are more than what they seem, to Davabad, the legendary city of brass. It's a city steeped in magic and fire, where blood can be as dangerous as any spell, a city where old resentments run deep and the royal court rules with a tenuous grip. a city to which Nari is irrevocably bound, and where her very presence threatens to ignite a war that has been simmering for centuries. It just sounds like it has so much of what my heart wants right now, and I can't wait. So I know that's only 5 books. I know that I want to read more than 5 books, but I'm taking it easy because I don't know what books I might get on my birthday. I don't know what books I might pick up. I don't know what book is going to get picked for some of my Discord book clubs. And also, I don't know what's going to be announced for Book of the Month. So there's so many more opportunities for books to be added to my TBR, but these are the ones that I definitely know that I want to get to. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my September TBR. Please let me know if you are planning on reading any of the same books I am, and if you're not, what are you planning on reading? What are you most looking forward to in the month of September? I'm looking forward to all these books. I'm looking forward to cozy days where the weather drops below 90 degrees. I'm looking forward to pumpkin spice lattes and cat cuddles and rewatching Harry Potter. There's just so many things that make my heart happy that begin in these Burr months. And guys, I will see you in the next one.